Hello, I'm Maria Atasi, Program Manager at Women in Payments, and today I'm speaking with Melissa Desjardins, who's Director at Protiviti based in New York. Welcome, Melissa. Let's start off by telling the audience a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Maria. It's a pleasure for me to be here today. My name is Melissa Desjardins. I'm a director at Protiviti based in New York City, and I'm within our technology consulting practice. I've been within the technology consulting industry for over 25 years and passionate about helping my clients to implement technology, in particular within the financial services and payment spaces.
Wonderful. Very interesting background. So for those in our audience who may be new to My Career in 6, we'll start off with 6 rapid-fire questions, followed by 6 more detailed questions. Are you ready, Melissa?
I am.
Okay, let's start. So who or what inspires you?
My grandmother. She was an example of a strong woman who was dedicated to her family and her community and spoke up for what she believed in.
That's really sweet. So do you attribute your success to luck or hard work?
Hard work.
What drives you?
Making a positive impact to others.
Favorite quote or motto that you live by?
I'll share a piece of advice that was given to me, maybe not a motto or quote per se, but the advice was build your own personal board of directors. And that was advice that was shared with me when I was a student at NYU Business School many years ago, and it stuck with me.
I love that. I think I'm going to take that advice for myself. When applying for a new opportunity, what percentage of requirements do you feel you need in order to be confident in your application?
70%.
Okay. What is the coolest payments company today?
That's a tough one because
It's a trick
in
question.
consulting, yeah, in consulting, we work with many cool payments companies, and that's what I love about consulting. So I can't pick one, but I will say that I am inspired by payments companies that are focusing on inclusive products and services and that are forward-thinking and innovative.
I like that. All right, well, thank you, Melissa. Now that we know a bit more about you, let's move on to the more in-depth questions about your journey. The first question I have for you is, what has been your biggest challenge as you climbed the ladder in the payments industry?
So I think my biggest challenge has been my own limits that I set for myself. As I look back in my career, I recognize that there were instances where I could have been bolder and thought bigger for myself. One example that stands out is I had a mentor that tapped me a bunch of years back to say, hey, I think you would be great in this new role with one of our banking clients as the account executive. And it was a big role. And he encouraged me to put my name in for that. And I did not initially think that that was something that I could put myself forward in. And I did, and he encouraged me, and I got the role. And it was something that really had an impact on me. And it made me realize that, sometimes I think we set our own barriers. So just, reflecting on that reminds me to think bigger and be bold.
Absolutely. I always live by that. You are your biggest obstacle, and once you're able to overcome that, there's nothing that can stand in your way. So what do you feel has been your greatest accomplishment in your career?
Hmm. I think my greatest accomplishment has been the success of others that I've mentored and coached along the way. As an example, I had the opportunity to start a professional women's network at a large consulting firm. And looking at the success of the members of that network, seeing them achieve their career goals, whether it be promotions or seeking certifications or graduate degrees or other types of successes, that has given me immense pride and satisfaction. And that continues to really resonate with me as I work to build up the next level of leadership on my teams today.
Wow, that's very powerful, and that's really how you grow a network of support in any industry. So if there's one thing you could have done differently, what would have that been?
Take more risks. I think that, I think back to some examples. One is there was a deal that my team and I were working on a bunch of years ago, and it was an opportunity that was in a new area of our business. and we almost passed it up because it was something that we had never done before. But instead of passing it up, we ended up identifying a partner that could help supplement our team in a specific niche area. We also built out a very structured governance approach to help address any risks on the engagement. And we presented our solution to the client, and we ended up winning that opportunity. And I look at that and I think we almost didn't go for that. We almost passed it up. But we didn't, and we won, and that ended up being one of my most successful programs that I had managed in my career up until that point. So I would have taken more risks as I look back, similar to the one that I've just described.
Well, it's never too late to take even more risks, in my opinion. So we touched on this a little bit, but how important have your networks and connections been in assisting your career in the payments landscape?
I think my network has been extremely important, and I'll share some examples. Going back to my personal board of directors that I mentioned earlier, I've been very lucky to have mentors and advisors that have really pushed me and encouraged me or helped me to think through career-related challenges. In addition, I think that the network has been instrumental as I look to deliver effective services to my clients in the payment space. For instance, here at Protiviti, we have an extensive alliance network from which I can draw from to seek partnerships to bring to bear for my clients. And then in addition, my networking connections have been instrumental in associations like Women in Payments, where I'm able to really engage in the industry and with banks and payments companies and really be part of the conversation around innovation in our industry. So these are a few examples, but overall, networking and connections are extremely important.
I couldn't agree more. So as a senior female leader, how have you helped shape the culture of your current business?
So I think that one of my strengths is being able to connect people and also to bring diverse groups of stakeholders together to achieve goals. And so I think that in my day-to-day work here at Protiviti, I really do seek to bring innovative solutions and services to my clients as I help them to tackle their problems. And I'm able to really look within Protiviti to say, how can we bring the best of our company to bear for those clients? And so I think that's how I go about shaping the culture of our business, is leveraging that strength.
I love that. And my final question to you is, what advice would you give to aspiring women professionals in this industry?
The advice I would give is believe in yourself and think big. Take measured risks along the way. Also, remember to build your network. The peers and the colleagues that you're working with today will be the leaders along with you of your industry as you look ahead to tomorrow. And those relationships will be very important. So, these are some of the pearls of wisdom I've learned along the way, and I hope that they'll be helpful to anyone who's watching.
Absolutely. Well, on that very inspiring note, thank you very much, Melissa, for sharing your career journey with us. And thank you all for listening. I encourage you to join us online for the many other episodes of My Career in 6, where we chat with inspirational leaders like Melissa from around the world of payments.
Thank you so much.